Let's make your business cook. Independent chefs who want to build and scale their personal and private chef business and call their own shots? Subscribe here for tips, hacks, and tactics to get clients, money, and freedom. So before we begin, like and subscribe below. All right. Really excited to be here with you again today. It's Holly from Make Your Business Cook. And comment below where you're from, how long you've been cooking, what problems you're having in business, and let us know how we can help you to start, grow, and multiply your independent chef business. Today, my guest is James Hipkin. Oh, good. We got the heads up that we're live. My guest is James Hipkin from Innately. How are you today, James?
I'm doing fine, Holly. Thank you very much for asking.
Yeah, sure. And I'm so glad you could be here today because so many chefs are asking us about websites. And I want to let you all know that James brings over 40 years of professional sales, marketing, and marketing consultation services to the table. And he's been serving global brands along with small businesses. He's also one of the teammates here at Make Your Business Cook and has been servicing our website and our needs for not just websites, but website strategy for quite some time. He leads a highly skilled team of full developers, producers, content specialists, project managers who are committed to your success. And we were talking about the two things, James, that chefs need most, and that's a website that just works. And then what was the second one?
Customers.
Yeah.
I would say it was customers first, and the website can come later.
Sure. Yeah. So if you grab the training that we did, the full training that James and I are doing, we go over a number of things, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But we were talking about how a website needs to just work. As a small business owner, I want it just to work. And then James was saying that the second thing is that you need somebody to answer the phone when you need help, instead of trying to DIY your own website. And in the training that James and I did today, we went over my 553 formula. And the 553 formula helps chefs do a website audit. And that means viewing your website from the customer's perspective. And so the 553 formula looks like this. It's the 5 things that you need to know to audit your website or build an awesome one, and the 5 things every homepage needs, and the 3 things every subpage needs. And we went over that in quite some detail. And why don't you tell me some of the other things that get uncovered in this big training that we do, James, that was really, really helpful for chefs?
Well, we also talked about how a website functions in the larger business model, that a professional services provider, which a private chef is that, they work in the professional services sector, and how the website shouldn't be an end point, it should be a fulcrum. It should maximize the impact of all of your efforts and create value for your customers and create value for your business. If it's not acting as a fulcrum against that objective, then it's just an expense that's not really helping you.
And that's important because there's so many chefs who go about the expense of building a website before their business needs one, or before they even start running a business. And at Make Your Business Cook, we talk about getting profitable from day one and knowing how to articulate your message in a compelling way before you even put it onto a website. So there are times when businesses need a website, and then there are phases in which you build a website. You don't always need to build one in the first stages of your business. And in fact, you should make sure you're profitable and you know who you're serving and what problems you're solving beforehand. So what I want to say about the time that James and I have spent creating the training, and click below and comment below on the questions that you want answered, and we'll get you specific information about your site or about whether or not you're at a phase in business where you need a site, is that we spent an hour together laying out the sort of things that make it much easier to focus on building a good site and what things not to do. I mean, if you could take the information that we presented in that hour together, James, you and I, and implement that. You'll have a better website, a less expensive website, an easier job at creating and maintaining your website, and you'll save thousands of dollars and time just avoiding the things that don't need to be done for a chef at your phase of business.
Right. And you'll end up with a website that is actually useful, useful to your customers and useful to you as a business owner.
Right.
And that's what you need. And it needs to, you don't need more than that, and you don't need less than that. And when it's time for that, then that's the sorts of things, the 5 website audit points that we went through in the training cover off the fundamentals. And it doesn't need to be more complicated than what we discussed in that training.
Right.
It can be more complicated, and it
usually is.
Well, and as your business evolves and progresses, that complication hopefully is generating value, and it can be added into a well-built website. But don't do it all at once.
Right. And our goal at Make Your Business Cook is to get you profitable, calling your own shots, doing what you love, and getting paid what you're worth. And that doesn't mean spending a lot of time and money or DIYing a website that is all about you and all about your menus and all about your recipes. And maybe you just want to wrap up with a comment about who that website should be about, James.
Well, the thing that we encourage people to do is, and Holly touched on this at the very beginning of this conversation, it's consider what your customers are looking for. Think about this from the outside in. What is the problem, and how are you going to solve it? And if you communicate that, you're going to get the kind of attention, and you're going to create value with people who are visiting your website. The other thing to keep in mind with a website is, and I used the word fulcrum earlier, you want the website to lead someone somewhere, and whatever their next step should be crystal clear. And at the end of the day, as a professional services provider, you need those people to contact you. So you need as much information on the website as is required to get them to contact you.
And nothing more.
And nothing
more. And that's why in the training, we provide the 553 formula, simple formula for doing an audit of your website, or as a blueprint for building a new website, keeping in mind that it's not about the chicken you make. It is about you differentiating yourself in a crowded marketplace, but putting it in the perspective of the customer journey and making it about the problems they have that your services solve through the food that you cook. And so turning a website around so that it reaches and speaks to the consumer and the problems that they have is really the art form that innately has helped me with. Thank you, James. And that this training is built to give you a hand up on it. So totally appreciate you being on, James.
My pleasure.
Leave some comments below. Let us know what your struggles are, where your victories are, and what things have worked for you on your website. And then click the link and go to the full training. And in 1 hour, you will get a crystal clear, simple version of the very basics that a website needs to serve for you as a chef, to work for you to attract ideal customers. Thanks for coming today, James.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
See you soon, chefs, and work safely.
Bye-bye, everyone.